Hello everyone! Alright, because I have zero self-control whatsoever, I decided to go ahead and jump right into getting a deck built for vehicles. And I mulled around and took a look at what I already had, which was actually surprisingly quite a decent amount. And then just took up what I could from the new set Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. And what I came up with was a surprisingly fun, not necessarily always reliable, but definitely fun little vehicle design. And I wanted to share that today. Now, I'll be perfectly honest, I think this is probably going to need upgrades. This is actually version 3.0. It's already been modified twice. But let's go ahead and see what we've settled on for now. So to begin with, we have the most obvious 4-drop in any vehicle deck that has white right now, which is Hotshot Mechanic. It crews vehicles as though its power were 2 or greater. So if you don't know, the way that crewing works is you tap a creature, let's actually take a look at one of the other cards I have right here, Colossal Plow. So you see how it says crew 6. So that means you need to have 6, you need to tap creatures equal to 6 or more. So with Hotshot Mechanic, he just covers 4 on his own, which is pretty good. He's also a pilot, which will be relevant a little bit later. Next, we have 3 copies of Monk of the Open Hand. I would use something with Prowess, but I couldn't find any other 1-drops, and I really needed a 1-drop for it, because I need to have those pilots available ASAP. The reason why I'm choosing him over any of the other options that I had available is because he has the ability to grow. And I looked through all the other red and blue options, and he was literally the easiest. He's the only one that doesn't require mana for it. Now, if Wizards would hurry up and release, what's it called, Tarkir Remastered, or something similar, and I could get my Monastery Swift Spear, I would prefer that. But for now, this is what we work with. We have 2 copies of Colossal Plow. Originally I had 4 of this, but I just found that because it's difficult to crew, it just ends up being dead weight a lot of the time. Granted though, when it is on the battlefield and successfully attacked, it's actually pretty nice. You know, getting 3 life, 3 additional mana for temporary ramp, and that doesn't go away as phases end, so at the end of the combat step, you'll be able to drop something pretty decent sometimes. So that's nice. It's just, it's the biggest pain in the butt to crew out of all of the vehicles that I have. Next, we have 4 copies of Chart a Course, and this is because I don't have any other draw options. I weighed between this and Light Up the Stage, and since I can't always reliably attack, I decided Chart a Course was the best option, because I'd rather pay 2 mana and have to pitch 1 card than not be able to do that, basically. Next, we have 4 copies of a new card, Mobilizer Mech. When it becomes crewed, up to 1 other vehicle you control becomes an artifact creature until the end of turn. So basically this crews another creature on its own. Now, when it requires a crew trigger for some type of ability, like some of my other vehicles do, unfortunately it doesn't get them from this ability, but nonetheless, being able to just crew this on its own, and I have plenty of cards that are capable of doing it, but being able to just crew this on its own and be able to pick something else up, such as the Colossal Plow, so I can get around that 6 crew cost, or literally anything else, is actually a pretty sweet deal. Next, we have another pilot, Speedway Fanatic. It has haste, and whenever it crews a vehicle, that vehicle gains haste until end of turn. I only have 2 of them because while the haste is nice, he only crews for 2 power, so he's got pretty minimal usage. Next, we have 3 copies of Veteran Motorist. He also crews for 3, but he's got more restrictive mana. When he enters, he does scry, and he does boost the power of the vehicles that he crews. So he's got that going for him. But other than that, you know, for the most part, he's just kind of a dude. Next, this ended up becoming an essential card in this build. Is Born to Drive. So you can either enchant artifact or creature. The enchanted permanent, when it's a creature, so like when the vehicles become creatures, it gets +1/+1 for each other creature and vehicle you control. Then, if you are in desperate need of pilots, you can just channel it and create 2 pilots. And these particular pilots, as you can see from the token here, they can crew as though their power were 2 or greater. So instantly, they can actually activate most of our vehicles on their own. Next, this is another one that I started out with 4 and ended up dropping down to 2. It's a nice card because you can use it to turn on other vehicles, but the problem is that costs mana, and actually a pretty restrictive amount of mana on top of that. But otherwise, it's not terrible. You know, it's a 6/6 on its own. It does cost 4 to crew, but the ability to turn something else on its own is a nice little helpful piece. But I still think I would prefer being able to have actual pilots. Next, we have Prodigies Prototype. Whenever one or more vehicles you control attacks, you create a 1/1 pilot creature token. With this creature, crews vehicles as though it has power 2 or greater, and this one only needs 2 to be crewed on its own. It is a 3/4. It dies pretty easily to a lot of stuff, but it gives you pilots. Which is really important because a lot of your creatures die to basically anything and everything, so being able to constantly replenish them, I have found has been pretty helpful. And that's just so far. Of course, I haven't figured out all the ins and outs and perfect flaws and ways to perfect this deck yet. It's basically about an hour and a half old, if that. So going on, we got 2 more vehicles. We have 2 copies of the Weatherlight. Basically, I like this card because it has flying, so it's got evasion going for it, and when it does combat damage to a player, you look at the top 5 cards of your library, and you can put a historic card from amongst them into your hand, put the rest at the bottom of your library in a random order. Since historic cards include artifacts, that means we'll be able to pick out vehicles. So that's nice. However, it is a legendary, and it's a mythic, and I only had 2, so I only am using 2. And finally, we have Sky Sovereign Council Flagship, which, I mean, I really wish this one cost a little less mana because it would be an all-star in the deck. And obviously, this was a staple in the old standard Mardu vehicles, if anyone remembers that from back when Kaladesh was new. But when EBFs, it deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker, and every single time it attacks, it deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker, and it only needs 3 to be crewed. So as you can tell, almost all of our vehicles are actually fairly easily crewed with all of our available, what's the word I'm looking for? Pilots, I guess you could say. And then finally we get to the lands, and you know, now I'm thinking about how many lands do I have total, because I bet I got 24, so I definitely need a little bit more than usual, but I think I could probably go down 1. Let's get rid of that basic plains. I don't think we really need that much, and we'll put in another monk, I guess. I'll find something else later. I'm pretty sure I'm going to need to add some type of removal eventually, but I haven't figured out exactly what's going to be the most efficient for this build yet. Anyway, going through the lands, we have basically my typical standard triple color set, which is shocks over checks. So shock lands that can come untapped or untapped. If they're untapped, you get 2 life. And then the checks, they check to see if you have either a mountain or a plains or an island or whatever, and if you do, they come in untapped. But I also have 4 copies of a really cool card that makes this deck come together. Add 1 mana of any color. You can spend this mana only to cast a pilot or vehicle spell. So this card does not have a come in tapped requirement, so it literally allows me to play every single card in this deck except for Monk of the Open Hand and Chart a Course with, like, literally no struggle. And most of them are colorless in the first place, so it didn't matter that much, but seriously, I can drop anything. It is amazing. And also, it allows me to just turn a vehicle into an artifact creature for the end of turn. So, while vehicles on the surface sound like something that would be a bit of a pain in the ass to crew, or to get to function because you have to get around the whole crew and whatnot, it's actually pretty solid, and because everything just works off of each other, it's just got this weird consistent synergy. Now, it's not great, it's not perfect as you'll see, but it's still reliable, and I think it shocks most people. So let's go ahead and get some games. Alright, so we're going against Ellen Deal? Whatever. Okay, so 3 lands, Hotshot Mechanic, Monk of the Open Hand, Prodigies Prototype, Speedway Fanatic. I would like to have more creatures before playing this, but I really don't want to risk a mulligan. Mulliganing with this just kind of sucks most of the time. Alright, so I think what we're going to do is... we want to make sure... oh, there's another vehicle. Okay, I want to make sure that I get that Prodigy Prototype on turn 3. So, because I don't want that Glacial Fortress to come in tapped, I think I'll actually do the Sacred Foundry. Bring out, let's do Hotshot Mechanic just in case they have some type of removal. I'd rather lose that to the bait. Useful Valkyrie. Okay, whatever. Now we'll go ahead and bring out Mech Hanger and play the Speedway Fanatic. That way, when I play probably Prodigies Prototype on the next turn, I'll be able to just swing with it right away. Or I could bring out the Peace Walker Colossus. 6/6 in the face is not a bad way to go. But I couldn't crew it at the moment. Okay, so Glacier Fortress down, bring out Prodigies Prototype. And we will crew it, utilizing the Speedway Fanatic. Giving it haste, and we will attack with this dude. Boom. Now we have another pilot for later. And end the turn. Next turn I can put down the Peace Walker Colossus and the Hotshot Mechanic. And that'll give us the ability to play 2. And he quits. I'm assuming he just got 2 mana screwed to actually do anything, but I mean, at the very least, you got to see some really basic synergies. It's also worth mentioning I'm still in Silver 3 because I haven't played that much recently. So I'm not going against the best right now, which is fine. I mean, jank builds need... oh my goodness, look at that art. That is so cool. Anyway, jank builds need a little bit of a break. Shupika. Bring in Shupika. Okay. Yeah, same story. This is actually a good hand to keep, so we are going to go ahead and keep it. The downside is I don't think I can crew any of those creatures right off the bat. Hello, sir. I guess we'll go ahead and put down a Sacred actually, well, it's too late. I already did that. Could have avoided taking damage, but whatever. Alright, Monk of the Open Hand is down. I really hope I can find a decent replacement for that relatively soon. I'm going to put down a Colossal Plow and attack. Weatherlight, okay. Let's see. I think I'd rather put down Speedway Fanatic. And just not take damage. Because I can't crew the Colossal Plow yet anyway. So I think that, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Speedway Fanatic, put down a Hollowed Fountain, taps, and attack. But I will be able to play Weatherlight this turn, so there's that. Alright, Weatherlight comes in, and we can crew it. Alright, and we attack with it. Alright, because of combat damage, we get to use its ability, and... oh. Hotshot Mechanic itself is an artifact. That's cool. Alright, they're bringing out Quandrix Apprentice, I guess. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to play Hotshot Mechanic. And we are going to... let's see here. Weatherlight needs a crew of 3. So we'll play the Veteran Motorist. Yeah, this doesn't give me what I was originally planning to do, but it's fine. I don't need another hotshot mechanic, and I guess the Cliff Trap Retreat is fine. See, my original plan was to use the plow, but yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and crew these up. I'm gonna tap this and this, and then we will crew this up with the Veteran Motorist because we don't need the haste, and we will attack. Interesting choice. I guess he's just trying to avoid damage. Prodigies Prototype goes straight in the hands, and we play the Peace Walker Colossus. Yeah, good game indeed. Alright, solid game. Got to see a lot of fun, goofy shenanigans with that one. That's also the first time I've played Weatherlight since I've built this deck, so that's a nice bonus. That's why I got so excited when I saw it. And we got a Clever Lumomancer. I wanted to put this in, but unfortunately its Magecraft ability is not the same as Prowess, and I really need a 1-drop Prowess creature. I know Monastery Swiftspear works, as a friend of mine pointed out, but, like, I don't have access to Monastery Swiftspear because they haven't done a remaster set for it yet. Squared waffle. I mean, aren't most waffles squared? I guess they have circular ones. Alright. This is a rough hand, but I think I'm going to keep it just because I can Prodigy Prototype. So yeah, we'll go ahead and keep this one. Lunarch Veteran. Oh, sweet. We get to deal with this crap again. Yep. Life gain decks. The bane of every arena player's existence. These things are disgusting, and I hate them, and I hate people who play them. Except you, viewer, who likes to play that deck. You, in particular, are fine. I don't have any issues with you. But everyone else sucks. I don't really need that Steam Vents right now. I don't want the Monk. I don't need the Steam Vents. I guess we'll put both of them on the bottom for now. Sorry about the random sounds in the background. My baby is like right next to me. Okay, so I guess I will go ahead and play a untap Steam Vents, bring down the Prodigies Prototype, and now we can really start cooking with gas. I'm not attacking though. I probably could have. They weren't going to sacrifice that Impassionated Orator. What? You suck. That's okay, I have Hotshot Mechanic. That's whatever. I would have liked to get the pump, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Okay, Hotshot Mechanic down. And we will go ahead and do this. All attack. Create a pilot. Next, boom, shakalaka. Play this. Draw a couple cards. And because I don't think I'm going to be able to cast any other spells, I will go ahead and put this into tapped. And we will end the turn. Okay, I think I can actually start looking towards doing a lot better this time around. Because all they can do at this point is attack. And make tokens. And, you know, life gain. That's a thing. But we can probably start going off now. So, I'm going to play Born to Drive, and I'm actually going to use the enchantment on it. Then I will use the new pilot to crew it. Next, and I'm just going to attack with this because I need blockers. And apparently so do they. Angel of Vitality. Oh, that's just fun to deal with. Oh, this is going to be an uphill battle. Okay. We are going to sacrifice Hot Shot Mechanic and one of our pilots. Because we can. Alright. Glacial Fortress down. I will play Prodigy Prototype and put a Born to Drive on it. Then I will crew this. Next, I'll attack. Get 2 new pilots. And my opponent just takes it straight in the face. The problem is after they attack, I've got 1 life left, so I've got to figure this out quick. If I could get a Colossal Plow, that would help. And of course I didn't. Let's try a charter course. Nope, no luck. Alright. Yeah, the baby's really talking now. Yeah, okay. We're just gonna have to accept our loss here. Because, like I said, everyone who plays life gain decks, except for the people who watch my videos, are all degenerates. It's whatever. It happens. Alright. Let's see. I've done 3, but I've only wasted 24 minutes, so let's go ahead and do 1 more, since that first fight didn't really, count. The first one, not the most recent one. Look at that. That was a cool looking katana. I really wish there was somebody out there who was like one of those blacksmith geniuses who would just look at magic cards and just try to recreate them. Especially from some of the more interesting ones, like Jeskai Student, for example. That polearm axe thing, whatever the heck he's got. I really want to see one of those in real life. I feel like they wouldn't be good for anything except cutting watermelons open, but that still would be pretty cool to watch. This is okay. It's just going to entirely depend on whether or not we draw a vehicle. Actually, scratch that. Because there's no vehicle, I'm not doing it. See, this is more okay. A huge fan of the... Alright, we'll go ahead and put one of the veteran motorists back. Alright, we'll go ahead and put down that. play that because you are my only non-pilot, and Mech Hanger will not be. Screw you! Actually, you know what? That's fine. Of all the things that they could Fatal Push, that's the least concerning. Okay, Mech Hanger comes down, Colossal Plow comes down. Alright, and then we will go ahead and do a Sacred Foundry to life. We'll channel the Born to Drive, giving us the ability to crew this. Auto attack. Get in 6 points of damage, and, I mean, we can play it, so we might as well play it. I think they're confused. They're like, wait a minute, how did that happen? Alright. Throat Seeker? I've got 1,000 different ways I can make a joke about that. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and crew the plow. Wait, hold on. Okay, so that's an attack trigger, so if we lose the plow here, I'm fine with it. Oh, wow, they took it. Okay, cool. We will go ahead and tap this for blue and use one of our existing whites to play Charter Course. Perfect, got a land. That's exactly what I was hoping for. And then we will play the Prodigy Prototype. Yep, and the Veteran Motorist, which allows us to scry. And I am fine with the Hot Shot Fox on the top. Although it may not be necessary. Sorry, I'm tickling the baby. Oh, they quit. Alright, so yeah, Goofy Jeskai Vehicles deck actually does pretty good. So, I mean, if you've got any suggestions for improvements, go for it. Otherwise, I'm happy with it. And, as always, thanks for watching and have a great rest of the day.